Aloha! Welcome to the 13th episode of the 10th series of the Temple of Surf podcast. Today with us from Hawaii, Ryan Sugihara of Town Country. We discuss about the history of this iconic brand, surfboards, and much more. Aloha, Ryan. Welcome to the show. That's such a great opportunity for me today to talk about an iconic brand of the surf history, let's say, that is Town County. So welcome. Where are you today?
I'm in Olava in Oahu.
Yeah, Hawaii. Of course, I was not expecting anyone else in the world, right? How is the surf right there right now?
Oh, we've been having like a lot of surf on the South Shore. There's been a few bumps on the North Shore, but mostly in the South Shore this season. It's just kind of summertime for us. For the past like 3 weeks, there's been waves. It's been a lot of waves basically from the beginning of summer, and it's like the whole month almost, I think. But this past Monday, I think Monday was the biggest day recently, and then there was a couple of days and a couple of swells that was bigger, but I think Monday was the biggest so far that I've seen of the swells for summer.
Okay, well that's good. Means that all the people there want to go out and surf, right, rather than to stay in and work. But what to do? We have to deal with that as a surfers. So I have many questions. Of course, a lot of the heritage and the future of Tanan County. You'll tell me a lot about it, I hope. But the first question I ask everyone on the show is, in your opinion, what is the most important thing in surfing?
For me, I think it's just getting stoked. That's to me the most important part of surfing, and just that stoke that people are feeling. And when you get in the water, you're stoked to be there, paddling out, catching a wave. It's just that vibe and that feeling. That for me, from my heart and just from what I feel, that's that stoke, that people get.
Yeah. And it's so important, like, to have the stock for yourself, of course, because you want to enjoy. But I guess also passing the stock to people, like can be, I don't know, teaching a friend how to surf, or a son, even better. And or it's all about the concept of surf with the law, no, to be like able to bring people to love a fantastic sport, no?
Yeah. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, we just had our 26 TNC Grom contest, and it's for the Groms, and they had waves, and all the families came down to it. It was a 2-day event, and it was just perfect for the family kids,
That's great. That actually definitely that is one definition of the stock, right? You see other people having fun, and you have fun as well yourself. So I think, it's nice. What to say? Okay, cool. And talking about surf, you as a surfer. So we start in the interview, like talking about you. I'm sure you had a lot of surfboard around you every stage of your life, right?
Yeah.
Definitely, you were one of the lucky ones that had not to go far to buy or to get one surfboard to surf. But do you remember your first proper surfboard?
My first surfboard was my dad got a birthday for my first year birthday party. It was a Glen Minami twin fin, and it was spray painted. They even had my name on the board. That was my first surfboard that I kind of remember. And then, when I was starting to surf, I think I had a 6'6" Ben Ipa that I kind of was learning on a shortboard. My dad started us on different things. I started bodyboarding first and longboarding, and then when he put us on a shortboard, then that was probably a 6'6" Ben iPod. I remember when I was like 8 or 9 years old, So
Okay, but not bad, huh? Not a lot of people can say that they had to they learn how to surf on a Ben surfboard, especially at that time. I guess he was shipping them also. Definitely. And you still have those boards or no? They
I
disappeared.
still have I still have the Gleminami.
Ah,
That was like the president when I was 1 years old. Yeah, so that board's still at my dad's house.
nice.
It's a twin fin, glass on twin fin. Yeah, so I wrote it. I actually wrote it a couple times, but yeah, that's just something that I'm gonna probably keep. So
Of course, that is a legend, but part of that is a history of your family, right? There is your name, so you cannot sell it, even if you want, And you have kids yourself?
yeah, I have two kids. My daughter is 16, and then my son is 12. So they'll be 13 and 17 this coming year.
Okay, so maybe they will not surf that surfboard, I guess. They have to
Maybe one day.
but maybe for the grandsons or granddaughter one day, we don't know. We'll see if that board will still be able to make people surf, but I guess so. That's good. That's good. Fantastic story. And so like surfboards bring us to wave. So what was the best wave of your life, if you can share with us?
Mm, Probably this was a long time ago when I was younger. Probably surfing pipe. Just it wasn't huge or anything, but like maybe 5, 6 feet. Hawaiian, and I just pulled in and got barreled. Like the barrel's so round, that pipe. So it's just a really cool feeling. Took off, made it out, and got to got barreled. So that all different places, but there's something that you remember. Neither and same thing. Like I don't get to surf pipe a lot, but like it's just an unreal wave. But nowadays, I'll be lucky if I get out there again. But it's just so crowded, and
Yeah.
it just gets nowadays. So
I talk a lot of time during the podcast with Hawaiian surfers of let's say the 1960s and stuff, and they were telling me that Alessandro, those days, the wave were completely empty, and they were looking for a buddy just to go out there for safety. One part of the story, and the other one is that they needed somebody that could, as you say, certify, sorry, in a certain way that what happened was real. So when you go back to shores and you tell like I caught that wave, and somebody can say, yeah, it's true, he's not lying. Today is the opposite, right? It's just like too many people, especially in pipe.
yeah.
Yeah.
And even the times that I got to surf out there, I would go out, like paddle out at 6 o'clock. And this before everybody would come out. So, there'd just be a handful of people out there, and then go in before 9, like right around 9. That's when all the photographers come out and all the pros come out. And so I was out of there before then. So, but now it's crowded early in the morning. It's crowded.
My God. What to do? Actually, that's a part of, we were talking about passing the stock at the beginning of the interview. And there is a limitation that is the wave, right? Because if the wave they're getting so crowded, then it's not fun for anybody, right? Because
Yeah.
there is a lot of risk involved, and not all of the surfers are up to the level of the wave. So it's it's scary, thinking about how it will be in I don't know, 15 years from now. But
Yeah.
but it's good for the surfboard business and the surf business because you will sell more, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Double-edged sword, right? Like,
Exactly, double-edged sword. Yeah, exactly. Well, definitely we can never be completely satisfied and completely happy. That's part of us being human being, you know. So
Just surf in Dubai.
there is surf
Yeah.
in the winter time, so like November, December, January, and then now it's like total flat. And you might have heard there is the
Wave
um,
pool.
yeah, the second
Yeah.
surf that didn't open yet. So everybody is waiting for it to open to public. It's open to if you are like a world champion or somebody, you can go there and surf.
Did you get invited to go there?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm so upset. But what to do? We have to wait, and then I guess it will be super full because there is a huge surf community in Dubai, and so like people really are waiting for that, and maybe there will be more pools around the Middle East. So why not? You know, so surf pools give the opportunity to people like even in Central America, let's say, where there is no sea, to approach the sport, to do it safely, to improve and get better when they go to the real ocean, right? So, what do you think
Yeah.
about? Is a good thing or no, in your opinion?
I like it in the sense that you get a lot of repetitions. If you can get a lot of waves, depending on which type of pool you go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely it can get the rust off.
Yes.
Right? Guarantee you have a wave and guarantee, I'm sure like the one in Dubai is kind of like Kelly's pool, right?
Yeah.
But if you fall, yeah, it sucks. But if you can stay on that wave, it's a long wave. And even Kelly's pool is a long wave. So yeah, I think it's an opportunity for growth in the surf community and for the surfers. It definitely can help the level of surfing to increase.
Yeah, then it gets different when people saying, okay, like we should do like I don't know the Olympic Games in a surf pool, or we should do a competition in a surf pool. That takes away a lot of unpredictability that is and the beauty that is to do it in the ocean. But yeah, if it's for people to get better or rust off, or to people that they would never have access to any kind of ocean to just enjoy, why not? In my opinion, then there
Yeah.
is a huge discussion around that. So, but that's not the interview for the time of the interview for it. But today, which kind of surfboard do you like to surf yourself?
For me, like I surf a lot of shortboards, a lot of thrusters. I do a lot of R&D for our surfboard program
Okay.
with Glenn Pang, McCunny McDonald, Tommy Tanaka, and then Travis Hashimoto, who's a new shaper we picked up. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So the test, you're testing all of that.
yeah, I test a lot of them. So yeah, it's so I don't there's I know I saw some of the things, but it's just a lot of favorites or favorite board or anything. It's just so many boards for me.
Mm.
It's like I'm constantly changing boards and giving feedback and everything. So I'm lucky, I'm fortunate in that way. But it's something fun, that I enjoy doing.
Yeah, I guess like a lot of people out there would like to have your job in testing surfboard. You get a new surfboard like kind of every day or every week, and you have to test. It's not a bad thing, especially if behind you have great shapers. So like the one
Yeah.
that today for Town County. So I guess you have good boards all the time.
Yeah. So yeah, we had many shapers through the years, and I've gotten to learn from all different types of shapers and try different boards. So it's been fun.
Let's talk about Town and County. So your father Craig created it 53 years today, right?
1971. Yeah.
Wow. So it's a fantastic story. So I'm sure like full of memories that your father told you and maybe you experienced yourself. So, what is your favorite one, if you can share with us?
I'm the same thing what you just said. I have a lot of different stories. I've been to a lot of different contests with my dad on the North Shore or on or the South Shore or West Side. Like so. It's just being around those times. I mean, I remember being at one of the pipe contests when Sonny was out and Johnny Boy them were out. So it was just watching those heats and kind of being in the moment. I that was just super cool. Unreal times.
Yeah,
And then
please.
other moments, I've been with my dad to different trade shows, events. So just kind of being around, we'll go to a trade show and then we get to go Disneyland when you're younger after that. But a couple surf trips, we've done things with the outer islands where my dad, we would go to a contest and all the team guys are there and go to Kauai and surf over there. And yeah, so it's been many different experiences. We went on a surf trip to Bali back when it was really un commercialized, in that time frame. So it's just so many different stories. So
Was it like always like anyway living in a family, right? It was
yeah.
you, father, people working for you, so it was I guess nice, no, to go around the world and experience all this.
Yeah, it's been pretty. I guess I'm fortunate in that way that I've gotten to travel to different countries, and experience different. When my dad had different partners and licensees, in different countries, we got to go and experience those different partnerships and meet different people, meet other team riders that were sponsored by TNC. Yeah, I mean, back in the day when they had the Gotcha Pro, that was going off and at Sandy Beach, and that was a whole scene that I remember when I was younger. I was just like, oh wow, it's just freaking going off over here.
There is a question that I always ask on the show is about meeting surfers. So while you were talking, about going around and meeting and seeing surfers, some of them were also part of the team of your team. Was there a meeting with you with one of them that was particularly meaningful for you?
I think when I think of memories going back, I remember back in the day with my dad, like they were meeting at Greg Griffin's shaping room, and with Dane Kealoha and my dad, and they were meeting, and then I think it was talking about the fins and the fins placements, and it was just something that I remember when I was younger. That was just a moment, that I remember with my dad. And then there was another time back in the day with the Gotcha Pros at Sandy Beach. Brad Gerlach used to stay at our house a lot too, and a lot of the team riders, Sunny guys, everybody, John Shimoka, them, everybody used to stay at my dad's house too. And one time I remember Brad Gerlach was staying at our house, and Ben Ipa was coaching him, and it was just a whole thing of like getting them ready, talking to them before the heat. And I was just kind of just walking around and it's just kind of following them around, and they're sit on the beach. I get to sit next to them on the beach and listen to Ben coach Brad at the time. It was just all those kind of things. I remember Brad at the time was starting to eat healthy, he would eat papayas, and surfers didn't do that, but it was just like different things that was going on. Like nutrition was starting to, they were starting to probably doing better, eat better nutrition things. But it was just something, those kind of moments I remember. There's so many different ones that I remember, that it's just so many through the years.
I'm sure all of them contributed to who you are today, right? They teach you something.
Yeah, yeah, of course. It's just being around it, experiencing it. So um my generation, I'm the same age as Andy Irons. So my generation, when I surfed on the amateur side, that's who I had to surf with. I had to surf with Andy, Mikala Jones, Kai Henry. So those guys were all younger than us. But yeah, I just seeing those guys, and those guys were at a different level, when we were amateurs. But it was just seeing it, the start, and then I went to college after I graduated, but all those guys to see what they became, and the level of surfing that they got to a higher level of surfing in a way, so yeah, I mean, even back when we were younger and watching Kelly Slater in black and white, right?
Mm,
And
true.
watching Kelly all these years just being Kelly, and just as old as he is, he's a legend, like in the surfing, so
Of course.
um yeah, just it's just unreal.
And being in Hawaii, of course, allow you to be as a spectator of all of this, right? Because Kelly Slater, Randy Irons, Sonny Garcia, you said before,
Yeah.
you had them all at your doorstep, kind, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a fantastic.
I mean, Dane used to live with us when I was like, I think he was living with my dad then, and then when I got born, then he was still living with us, and then he had to find his own place after that. But there was a lot of team riders that we were always around, like Sonny. I remember so many different stories of Sonny. I remember John Shimoka running around naked, at the downstairs of our house, so there's just so many different characters, yeah, Christian Slater, Fletcher, them, Christian and Nathan, it's just when they were on the team, so yeah, it's just so many different, you know, so many different stories.
Maybe one day you will write a book about it.
So, uh,
Or these are top secret stories that cannot be shared. Anyway, and so today, how do you project TNC in the future? While keeping the legacy of I guess what your father create.
it's simple. I mean, like for us, one of our taglines, "Stay stoked," right? It's we're from Hawaii. It's a Hawaii brand. We're a surf company. We're still making surfboards, custom surfboards. We're just being true to who we are, and I've seen all the different companies out there, and I've seen all the different things happening, and I want our industry to stay healthy and to just continue. I want this company to be here for my generation, for my sons and daughter generation, and if they can take it to 100 years, like then that would be unreal. I feel like TNC has such a unreal opportunity, but I'm not in no rush to blow TNC up. Like I want it to be who we are. I want great people to work for the company. I want to have great team riders, but we can take our time. And I feel like as long as we work hard, stay disciplined, and be true to who we are, I think that there's a lot of opportunities. And I think the future it just looks great.
Yeah, definitely in a world that goes very fast, to have the privilege, let's say, to take your time, and to do the things properly is definitely helps, to maintain the business and to grow it through the years, right? Another thing, it would be overextending it and then find that you did a too much of a big step and then
Yeah.
close it down, right? That is not, I guess, as you said, you wanted to keep it for 100 years and at least. So
Made it far. We made it to 50.
true. So it's okay. Still a lot of time to go. And your kids are interested in the business or no? They do you think
Yeah,
they take over after you?
yeah, I think my daughter is interested. She'll be a junior next year. So, she's very young. My son will be a eighth grader next year. He's starting to love the water as well. And, he sees the things that we're around. So he's all excited about different things. I know he's been following the WSL, since Brisa was world number one, and, she made a quarters, but now she's world number three. So he's been telling me all the scenario. So he's all excited about that. My daughter just had her first day at work yesterday.
Wow.
Some marketing things. with our marketing department yesterday. So this is something that she's very creative. So yeah, there's all different things, and this company is really, it's really diverse in what you can do in it. I've done all different things from sweeping the floors, cleaning the toilets to all the way up the ladder, But yeah, I mean that's for my kids. I am gonna make them work hard. They gotta do it. They gotta learn everything if they want to be involved. And the biggest thing is they just gotta work hard. So
Yeah. Yeah. Discipline. Yeah. Like you said.
yeah, yeah,
And yes, when it's your business, you're ready to do everything to make it work. It doesn't matter whether you are like, I don't know, staying with a superstar of the team, of the surfing team, or cleaning the floor. Everything has to work, right? So yeah, it
yeah.
doesn't matter. And I totally agree with you. But among the opportunities that today you have with the Town and Country brand, is there one particularly that you different maybe than others that you're working on today that you can share with us, unless it's a top secret thing? Something particular that you like that you're working on, or is as business as usual in
There's always things, that's going on in the back, in the back scenes of things. So it's just at the end of the day, it's my biggest thing is staying balanced, spending time with my family, surfing as much as I can, and working as hard as I can, So within the time that I'm at work, So, but yeah, I mean, like we have a lot of different things going on. We have our different licensees in Australia, in Europe, and different areas, Japan and Brazil. But yeah, I mean that our licensees are finding a lot of success as well. So there's a lot of different things there that can happen. But yeah, I mean there's always going to be opportunities, and I've always seen things happen. So I think a lot of people out there know who we are, and I think they see it. So I always people calling me things like that, and so things pop up. Um, and whether we're working on it currently or there's future things down the road, like there's always something. So
No, definitely, definitely. And then, of course, your brand is such an iconic brand, as I said before. So I guess like it's so recognizable as well, right? So people tend to connect easier than others, And
yeah,
of course, the surf industry is a bit overloaded today with everything, good
yeah,
stuff, average stuff, bad stuff, on the surfboard side, on the clothing side. Some old brand they're going up and down. So everything is happening. It's just such a mess. So it's good to be true to yourself, and to keep it very very solid, so people can uh, relate to your brand, to your code, to your value, in a very clear way. I think it's a great choice of business that you made. So it
yeah.
definitely, let's hope pays back with the time. Definitely. I hope that. Okay, cool. So we almost reached the end of the interview. So there are 6 questions that I ask everyone on the show. Please answer the first thing that comes up to your mind. So we start with the surfboard. That I know that you're trying a lot of them, but the best one that you ever surfed in your life, which one it was?
It's so hard. Like I same thing. Like I've had so many different boards. I mean, recently from Glampang, and like I've back in the day, you know, Greg Griffin, I've seen Magallanes, like I've had so many different boards from all these shapers. So it's so hard. Like I don't really have a specific
Okay.
board. I mean, like I said, I've had boards from Ben Ipa, and there's not a lot of people, that can Glenn Minami, Ben Ipa, Dennis Pang. So it's just yeah, there's Jeff Johnson. There's so many of our shapers that were, you know, premier shapers through the years that I have had to ride, and it just everything gets all like it's just crazy of how
Yeah.
many boards.
Yeah, okay, I guess yes. You are overwhelmed by the number of surfboard that you surf, so you have opportunity to surf. So it's very difficult to make a choice. But I read something on your on the website that actually kind of catch my attention. It was something like there is no a magic surfboards, but there are a lot of surfboards that are magical, which I found it nice, because everybody is looking for a perfect surfboard, but maybe the reply to that question is like the truth to the question is that there are a lot of surfboards can be magical, and
Yeah.
part of our
I do know one thing. A lot of my magical boards or my big boards that was really good, they all broke.
yeah.
Not built good. They were so good. I either rode them too hard or I took them out when it was too big or something like.
But that's
So
the destiny of a surfboard, right? Well, is better this way. Let's say that ending up as a wall hanger, right? Surfboard needs to be surfed, right? Some of them preserved, but we can always restore them, right? So, but yes, good thing that you surf them till they are like destroyed.
yeah. I mean, I've had boards. I've gotten luckily to ride a board that my dad designed. You know, it's just yeah. So it's just there's all been. I've ridden a lot of different boards through the years. So
Who's your favorite surfer of all time?
I think just because I was around them, um, Dean Keloa was one of them that I love that guy. Like it, Sonny Garcia was another one that I was around a lot. And when I was a kid growing up, like Kelly was the just starting up and seeing that, and how he did. So I mean, those three that I can think of right now, from the past, and so I mean Kelly's still current, but I mean like he's then there's a next generation that's coming through, right? But yeah, those surfers are probably that I remembered,
Wow, it's quite a good choice selection. So nobody will disagree with you, I guess.
yeah.
Personal question: your favorite song or kind of music?
I had to think about this one. I like all different types of music. Um, I think one of them was "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" by Brother is
Okay,
yeah, just a good feeling kind of song, So
um, brings you straight in a positive zone. So
yeah.
it's a favorite surf spot if it's not a secret.
Uh, town. I surf townside. I surf concessions, big rights, kiwalos, and then bowls. And then those are in town that usually I surf from all those places in town. North Shore side, probably Moke side, Haliva. I don't surf there anymore, but I just love the wave. If I could, if it was uncrowded, I'd love to surf pipe more. Like when if I was younger. Yeah, those
Okay.
are those are probably my favorites. That I've seen. Haliva just like scare me when it's big. So
Yes, of course. But you're still young. Come on. You're always saying during the interview, when I was younger, when I was young, you're young, right? So,
well,
it's no? I mean,
yeah,
I don't want to put you in trouble, but you need to tell me your favorite shaper of all time.
I think so. I have two things that I probably that my for shapers wise. Greg Griffin, I worked with a lot when I was running the factory, and he taught me a lot about just boards and fin placements and fin designs, and so I learned a lot about board designs and things like that and different concepts. So Greg Griffin was that to me that way, and then Glenn Pang I probably worked with for a long time. So Glenn Pang, if the sense of that, I've been working with him from when I was at the factory and I was starting to run the factory, and then through all those years till now, I'm still riding and riding Glenn's boards and giving him feedback and other boards that it's just like his step ups are just unreal. Like nothing more. And they always can make the boards better, but I mean, all the guys on the CT, especially when they were surfing Sunset, they love his boards.
So I didn't put you in trouble with the question. It was quite a straightforward one answer, actually. And please, sorry. Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, I've gotten to ride a lot of different shapers through the years, and different time frames of when I was younger to now. So there's so many different unreal shapers that Teensy's had, So I was lucky to surf and work with a lot of them, whether it was one board or 10 boards or whatever it is that I got to try out their boards, So it's been really fun. It's been a fun journey on that sense,
I'm sure about it. So the last question is a little bit unusual. I ask everyone on the show. I like to know your best relationship advice, where you can answer me relationship like romantic or friend or relationship with the ocean. The way you want to answer, I'm good with it.
I like this one. Happy wife, happy life.
Well, yes, of course. Of course, that works. And allow us to not to sleep on the couch when we go back at night. So it's
yeah. But
yeah,
I like another one. I mean, maybe this is not necessarily a relationship, but it's just follow your passion, and trust your gut, and just you gotta stay disciplined and work hard, and that in life goes a long way, and just like for me, I love what I'm doing. I love this company that I work for, that my dad created, and I get to pass on the next generation of TNC and lead them, and I enjoy working with all our people, and that's kind of what makes TNC as well. It's all the people, and so I feel like we have great people, and I think that's great to be able to come to work and you get to work with all these great people as well.
Yeah, we are human beings, right? And companies that are made by human and not by artificial intelligence, and it's and they are connected with human, because you are creating products like either surfboards or apparel, something that people are using it every day, right? And it's important to have that kind of spirit of family, of trust. People can relate to you and connect with you. And as I said before, I think, in my opinion, in humble opinion, is the key for business that stays forever, right? Provided that the new generation are interested in it. But definitely, I'm sure, is your priority number one.
I mean, for us, I think when you look in the surf industry, there's not very much companies out there that are still family run in the surf industry. And yeah, so I mean, if I'm like second generation, if my kids can be the third generation of TNC, that would be really unreal, that we could keep passing on this lifestyle and the way that this with the surf industry is, that we can keep that stoke alive. Yeah, I mean, that's something, Hawaii brand, like if we can keep something special from Hawaii that is the mecca of surf in a way, it's where surfing was born, right? So to have a company and a brand that's part of that and from Hawaii, and we can continue that, that's something that I'll be very proud of if we can keep going. So
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I wish you all the great positive energy and for it and to be successful. And thanks a lot, Ryan, for being with me today on the show. We'll talk soon, I hope.
yeah, thank you for inviting us to be on the show too as well. I appreciate it.
Ciao. Bye bye. Take care. Aloha.
Hi, it's me again. I hope you enjoyed our today's episode. If you want to know more about us, please follow www.thetempleofsurf.com and all our social media. Mahalo!